must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Very good morning to you, and thank you so much for finding time to being with us again. This is the People's Court, and on today's show we are going to pay some special attention to what President Uhuru Kenyatta has been doing in terms of opening the country, and that is the much attention he's been giving to the infrastructure improvement in this country. So the last couple of months, or even the last 2 years or so, President Uhuru Kenyatta has really got a hold of his legacy projects, and a lot of them has to do with infrastructure in this country. So how is that going to open up the country? That is the conversation we're going to have this morning. Also just reminding us the latest projects that President Uhuru Kenyatta has been involved in. And to help me out in this conversation, I'm joined by Douglas Kirimi. Douglas, a very good morning to you. Well, as we wait for Douglas to join us, we also do have Jevan Karanja. Jevan, a very good morning to you. All right. So as we wait for that, a bit of a technical hitch, but I'm sure they will be with us very shortly. Before that, there's a story that the Star newspaper carried out, and I told you that I will leave it for right now because I want us to see what it's all about, and it captures President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. And on the front pages of the Star newspaper, the main pictorial there inside Uhuru's strategy to leave a mark in every region. So let's just read it on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper this morning. And it says President Uhuru Kenyatta and his think tanks have designed a strategy to implement at least one mega infrastructure project in every region before he leaves office next year. The head of state has personally hit the road inspecting the progress of the multi-billion shillings projects and commissioning and launching some a year to the end of his tenure in an effort to cement his legacy and ward of criticism, including from his Deputy President William Ruto and his administration, that his administration is not doing enough to transform Kenya. Uhuru is pushing for the completion of mega projects before his term ends. At the weekend, he visited Lower Eastern, where he inspected the construction of the multi-billion shillings Thwake Dam and Konza Technology City. Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. said, as a community, they are happy. Before the visit, the president organized for us to meet technical teams of the respective projects. The Presidential Delivery Unit presented a matrix of all the projects the government is doing in Makueni and the 2 other counties, he told the Star, adding that even for some projects that had stalled, there is now clear implementation plan. Now, Water Stadium will be completed in December. Some of the roads in Sultan and Booni will be revived. We are happy for Thwake and Konza. We are happy that the timeline has been fast-tracked before the next general elections, and that is according to Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. So I don't know if Jevan, you can hear me. Jevan, a very good morning to you. Douglas Kirimi, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam.
Mm-hmm. All right, I would request for you to be present, please, so that I don't have to keep looking for you. That would be nice.
Thank you, Miriam. I'm here.
Yes. It's affecting the flow of everything from where I'm sitting, so I would request if you were on the show to please be present on the show. I think that will apply to the rest of the panelists. Thank you so much. So we're looking at President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy this morning, and of course, the latest one, his visit to Eastern over the weekend. So the Star newspaper has done us a great favor. So they've really outlined the latest. I'll just go through them very quickly. And they're saying Uhuru's key projects on page 5 of the Star newspaper per region: Nairobi Expressway, James Gishuru Junction, Rironi, Nairobi Western Bypass, Bus Rapid Transit, and in Eastern part of the country, the Thwake Dam, Kibwezi Mutuma Road, Konza Technopolis, Moyale One-Stop Border Station, and in Mount Kenya, Kenol Makutano Karatina Marua Highway, Maua Cluster Network connecting Nyeri, Murang'a, Nyandarua and Kiambu counties, and also rehabilitation of the Nairobi Nanyuki meter gauge railway, Northern Water Collection Tunnel, and potato processing plant in Olkalau. So those are the projects in Mount Kenya. And in Western Kenya, Kisumu Port, Kenya Shipyard Limited, Siaya Bondo Water Project, Akala Wagai Road. That sounds like somewhere near my home there, so I am familiar with that. Kisumu Kakamega Webuye Road, Webuye Malaba Road, Eldoret Webuye Road. So those are the projects in Western Kenya. And in coastal part of the country, the Lamu Port, the Dongo Kundu Bypass, Liwatoni Bridge in Mombasa, which all of them I think we were able to look at except for the Lamu Port, but I think they launched the first berth over just slightly a month ago there in Lamu. And northeastern part of the country, Isiolo Mandera Road and Marile Marsabit Road. And in Rift Valley, construction of Eldoret Town Bypass, Rironi Nakuru Mau Summit Dual Carriageway, Kapchorwa Swam Kitale Road, Naivasha and Jambini Road, and upgrading of Lodwa Loichangamatak Road. That is such a compound noun there, so if I've not pronounced it well, please excuse me. But thank you so much. That is the latest projects there that have been initiated and commissioned by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So, Douglas, as we look at how President Uhuru Kenyatta and the infrastructure is doing and how perhaps this will be opening up the country, in your estimation, what will this do to the economy, even as he focuses on this infrastructural development and other development agenda across the country? How will this, affect the life of Kenyans?
Miriam, thank you. And also, we need to also look at the way the projects that were brought by President Kibaki, because those were projects that were done when I was of age. I was a school-going kid. I could be able to see when the project started and when now people are reaping the same results and also benefits of the same projects. For example, Miriam, when these dams are constructed in various parts of the country, when these stadiums go up in the various parts of the country, for example, the upgrade of Kenoru Stadium into an international stadium by the efforts of President Uhuru Kenyatta, that is a world-class stadium where different teams from different countries can come there and be able to do their matches from there and do everything that they have to do as it pertains to sports. For the business community around Meru Town, business is booming every time there is a match in Kenoru Stadium. And every time Kenoru Stadium was being upgraded, hardwares around the town, and everyone benefited from the same. And they continue to do so because the value of rand, even around Kenoru Stadium, shoot up to a whole new different kind of prices, because a plot of rand that was costing less today, it is 10 times of the amount that it was 3 to 4 years ago before the intervention of the president. And also, we want to look at the bypasses that have opened Meru Town and other places in town. Because when you look at those bypasses, they are in other places which were not opened by tarmac, and those places, rand has shoot up, people have put up buildings, people have moved in those places, residential houses have come up in villages where development was not seen since 1963. And also, Miriam, when you construct these kind of dams that we have seen and water pans and all that, food security makes sure that every region where these dams are constructed, those regions are food secure, and the country can get even the surplus to be able to export to other countries. For example, the Garana Kuraru irrigation scheme, it had its own issues, but today they produce maize and other kinds of foods that they can be able to inject into our economy, so that we can be able to buy our own food instead of importing the same food that we can be able to farm at Garana Kuraru, the irrigation schemes in Turkana and other places. So, Miriam, this is going to be an additional to our economy. Jobs are going to be created. We are going to get more money injected into our economy based on the projects that the president has done. But more importantly, Miriam, our country is going to be food secure. When these dams, especially the Dwake Dam, which is going to be completed, the first phase is going to be completed by 2022 June. We are going to have food security in Ukambani region, water secure, and also making sure that the school-going children are not going to be hungry. They are going to have clean drinking water, washing their clothes, and making sure that we can be able to farm and be able to feed our population, Miriam. Remember, we import a lot of food in this country that we can be able to farm and make sure that we have the same food around. And also for the infrastructure projects, the roads that the president has been able to construct, Miriam, we can be able to move from one place to another, invest and live in different kinds of places, decongesting the cities that we have in this country, and making sure by opening up this country using roads that those places are, Miriam, where Kenyans could not be secure even using a road at night, especially the Isiolo Moyale road. So many people have been carjacked around the way, and also especially the Nuno Mondogash road in Garissa County that has cut across northeastern, Miriam. Those roads, nobody can be able to be kidnapped, or if people are kidnapped or carjacked around the highways, Miriam, those cases are now coming down because crime rate is coming down, and also investment is coming to those places, Miriam. So I'm very happy, and as a Kenyan, I am looking at the economical aspect of the same, and also the social aspect of the same. There are places I have seen interviews where people have never seen tarmac in their life. They were sleeping on the tarmac, lying on the tarmac, and also enjoying the atmosphere, and also enjoying the environment that has been changed by the coming of tarmac. And remember, when a tarmac comes to your place, Miriam, you change the economy, you change the dynamics and everything. The social well-being of the people and the welfare of the people is taken care of. So those projects are going to be a breakthrough, a turnaround for the people of Kenya and even the world at large. Because when the economy of Kenya grows, economy of East Africa grows, economy of Africa grows, we get more foreign investment, we get more foreign currency, and investment in this country, Miriam, means a lot for the people of Kenya, and it is something that is going to spur the growth of our own economy, maybe to a six-digit economy, and taking our country to the next level, Miriam, and making it a competitive regional and a continental player in terms of economy, social, and also political improvement, and also players in the region. Thank you.
Very well said, Douglas. Thank you so much for that. And now we are looking through the story on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper today, which has captured President Uhuru Kenyatta's key project per region, as they had said there on their headline this morning, inside Uhuru's strategy to leave a mark in every region in this country. So that is what we're looking at, and what President Uhuru Kenyatta has been able to do so far. So Uhuru's predecessor, Mwai Kibaki, is remembered fondly for the 50 kilometers long Thika superhighway in Nairobi, as well as the construction of several link roads in the capital. Some people are questioning why we are putting up infrastructure projects throughout the country. We know the importance of infrastructure, the president said in Makueni on Saturday. When there is good infrastructure, Mwananchi will be able to do their businesses without any hindrance. Javan, is he right in that regard?
Thank you, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers and the rest of the panelists. It's always a pleasure being on Punchline Africa television. And I'll say that when we look at the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta, I say it's a great legacy, it's a reality, it's something that when you go on the ground, you'll see and touch what President Uhuru Kenyatta has done. Therefore, I resonate with what the newspaper is saying, because at the end of the day, we have not seen a developed country, a first-class country like UK or France, without good infrastructural development. Therefore, good roads, good railway lines, good infrastructural airports, everything, they go hand in hand with the economic growth of a country. Because I don't understand how a country can develop economically without having good infrastructure network, because good roads, they trigger other aspects of economic growth, because if it means agriculture, if it means industrialization, they all need good roads, railways, so that to get raw materials, to get products into the markets and so on. Therefore, I agree, President Uhuru Kenyatta has done quite incredible job in terms of roads and so on. And we have seen him going around the country, and no area of this country has been left aside. And Miriam, some of the data that we have, when you go around the country, in every 290 constituency that we have in our country, at least you'll have a road done by the national government. Therefore, as Kenyans, we have a reason to celebrate. Though a lot of Kenyans are complaining about the high debt that is servicing these roads and other infrastructure development. But at the end of the day, to avoid overburdening Kenyans, because to some extent, yes, you are borrowing to service these roads and everything else. But I see the main problem that we have is corruption, because we end up having these loans, but at the end of it all, we have some of the money going to few individuals' pockets. Therefore, at the end of the day, if we can fight corruption wholesomely, we can be able to seal some of the loopholes which is burdening Kenyans today, because at the end of the day, corruption is what is killing this country. If we can deal with this monster once and for all, we can be happy, we can be proud to be Kenyans, and to some extent, the roads that have been done by President Kenyatta, maybe they could be double what he has done now, because a lot of money is going for kickbacks and so on. Therefore, for this country to go and to the next level, I see the infrastructure development playing a vital role in ensuring that we grow as a country. Therefore, I support what President Kenyatta has done, and I wish, as he completes his term, he accelerates the developments and ensure that the ongoing projects are completed on time. Especially where I come from, we have the Keno Marwa Road that is maybe 50% done, and we expect by next year it will be done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Chairman Karanja, Professor Joseph Nyanchama, a very good morning to you.
Thank you, Miriam. I'm fine, and I'm excited to join the team for this discussion today. I think the infrastructure is the key for any development of any country, especially a developing country like Kenya. If Miriam and my fellow panelists, if you consider Malaysia, for example, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad started by visualizing and envisioning a great infrastructure, which he used to call MSC, that is multimedia supercolor. Do you know, Miriam and my fellow panelists, it is true multimedia supercolor that catapulted the Malaysia development. And I think Uhuru Kenyatta is in the right track, especially an infrastructure like that one of Concert City, which is of equivalent in magnitude to MSC, can in fact catapult the development of the Republic of Kenya. You know, the beauty about infrastructure is once it is fully developed, whoever has a talent, you simply take your talent to a relevant infrastructure and you earn. In fact, the greatest strategy in my own view is if government focuses on various relevant infrastructures such that youths of different talents can move to their relevant infrastructure and let their talent and give the manifesto through it. To that extent, for me, I support the president 100% because infrastructure is the key to the development of this republic. Not moving backwards to archaic kind of tools which cannot take us anywhere. So it needs to be supported by all well-thinking Kenyans for this effort. I submit, Miriam.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joseph Nyanchama. Now, Douglas, we know, as President Uhuru Kenyatta has put it there, especially his deputy president, I think, has criticized the attention he's paying for, the infrastructural development, activities in this country. And I think President Uhuru Kenyatta picked from where his predecessor left it, Mwai Kibaki, who started, the renewal and rebuilding of the infrastructure in this country, which was in bad condition after the 24 years of the late President Moi. So the DP has been on President Uhuru Kenyatta's neck, asking why is he concentrating so much on infrastructure. But President Uhuru Kenyatta, his main intention is to open up the country. Can you open up the country without investing in infrastructure, or do we have another alternative to meet the same goal?
Miriam, I've said before that we cannot hide by the pretense of this country does not need development projects and we don't need to open up the country. And we don't need electricity, we don't need the roads, we don't need dams, that is what the people of Kenya want. William Ruto is preoccupied with an election that is 1 year or 2 years away from today, but the people of Kenya are suffering. The people of Kenya would want better roads so that they can be able to move their goods, their farm produce from their farms, from their chambers, take it to the market so that they can be able to get a market. Because Miriam, politicking from Monday to Monday is not going to save the people of Kenya, especially the poor people that William Ruto prides himself and also prides himself in agitating for and fighting for. Miriam, these poor people need electricity to change their phones, to be able to take their country forward, to grow their local economy, open a small business at their shopping centers, and better roads so they can move their farm produce that has been farmed using dam water and also connected boil water and also piped water that the president is investing in. These people don't want politicking from day 1 to day 6 to day 7. Miriam, these people, in other words, they don't want politics from 1 week to another, and that is the greatest political market of Dr. William Ruto, where he has been politicking from Monday to Monday, Sunday to Sunday, from one church to another, from one Pentecostal church to another, from one Protestant church to another, from one.
Go ahead. Okay. We seem to have suffered a bit of a technical hitch there from Douglas's Kirimi's side, but once we're able to get a hold of him, he will be back to complete his thought process there. In May, Uhuru launched the 310 billion Kenya shillings new Lamu port, becoming the first head of state to start and complete construction of a port within his term. In the larger western region, his biggest project is the revival of the Kisumu port and the extension of the meter gauge railway to Kisumu. During the inspection of Thwake Dam, the president said he will officially launch the 42 billion Kenya shillings investment in June, 5 months earlier than the contractual completion date. So we've been seeing a lot of fast tracking since President Uhuru Kenyatta started to take a personal initiative to inspect some of these projects. And as the Star newspaper there has said it, our president's intention is to make sure that he leaves every part of this country attached when it comes to matters of development. And so, Javan, do you think by such a great investment in such developmental projects being spread across the country, will it address the issues of marginalization, equality, and also inclusivity?
Miriam, for sure it will, because to some extent there has been a conspiracy theory that has been going around the country saying that the people from Mount Kenya region, they have been enjoying political goodies. And to some extent, when you go to different parts of this country, when you come from this region, people used to think that we are living in paradise, but that was not the case. Therefore, by that mentality, it shows that there were people who felt like they have been left out for many years. But when they see this development going to their areas, when they see tarmac roads, I know there are some regions, they didn't have a tarmac road before President Uhuru Kibaki came to power. But through this initiative that ensures that we have roads, we have good schools, we have good hospitals across the country, these people start feeling as if they belong to this country. And Miriam, that issue is sorting the issue of marginalization, because we cannot deal with the issue of marginalization by just having good constitution that talks of how to empower the marginalized community and marginalized groups without having tangibles that are directed to their areas. I saw President Uhuru Kenyatta launching the Gurana Kuralu project. He has done a lot of project. When you go to Turkana County these days, that is the hub of development. People are relocating from these areas. They are going to Turkana to buy land and to invest in hospitality industry because the area have opened up. When you go to other region of this country, people now, we are reducing this issue of rural-urban migration in the seek of greener pastures, Miriam. It is being sorted. Nowadays, people are no longer moving with that speed to urban areas because they can have electricity in their centers, they can have good roads, they can do agriculture and in that smart agriculture. Therefore, they are able to make a living from where they are without really having to relocate to urban areas. And with the empowerment of technology and accessibility to internet, that the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen to ensure that we have 4G, 5G connections in every part of this country, ensures that you can market your product from the comfort of your home or from the comfort of your area, whether it is not in Nairobi or any part of this country. Therefore, with that, I see this country, everyone now start developing from where they are, and that will sort the issue of marginalization. Because if you start your business from where you create job to the localities, to the local community, therefore we are sorting the issues. And before we realize it, Miriam, you'll see even these people with access to education, with access to the TVET institution that has been done in every constituency. Now the issue of competitiveness, you'll see these guys from the northeastern areas having the skills, having the knowledge to compete with their counterparts from urban areas. And that is the Kenya that we want. Therefore, education, good road, good hospitals, these are the issues that are sorting the issue of marginalization. Because if you don't have to walk for 10 kilometers seeking for medical services, Miriam, then you have a reason to celebrate being to belong to this country. Therefore, good developments, Miriam, these are key major issues that sort the issue of marginalization, and to some extent they bring the issue of inclusivity, because there's nothing that will bring us together as Kenyans like good economy, good roads, and everything else. That is what all Kenyans aspire to have in this country. Therefore, I agree, good developmental and infrastructural change and growth, they trigger the issue of inclusivity, and we sort the issue of marginalization. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And growing up, there's a story I think I've told here before. My dad used to work with the army, so there's a colleague from Turkana who used to say, mimi nimetoka Turkana, nimekuja Kenya. So the fact that he joined the army, I think, gave me an opportunity to be given a responsibility in an army barrack here in Nairobi. And he used to say that. And growing up, we used to think this was a joke, and we could laugh because I really didn't understand, what he was saying. The fact that somebody would think, you're leaving Turkana to come to Kenya and not realize in the same country. We used to think it's a joke. But growing up, I understood where this was coming from, because these are people who were marginalized for a very long time. These are people who felt they were forgotten. These are people who felt they were not part of the larger country that is Kenya. So they saw the lights when they came to Nairobi. They saw good roads when they came to Nairobi. They saw everything that was beautiful and nice and more better when they came to Nairobi. So according to them, they were in a different country and not in Kenya. So after I was able to go to school and learn a bit of history and all that, I realized, whoa, this joke is not such a good joke after all. These people have an issue, and for somebody to sit and feel like they're different and feel like they come from a different country and not the same country that they are in, I think that's a serious matter. But we've seen now with President Uhuru Kenyatta, Dr. Nyanchama, intentionally putting up projects that will link Kenya together by this mega infrastructure, and also just making sure that the fingerprints of development are left in every part of this country. Will this be able to address the issue of marginalization? And probably in the future, this is not the kind of story we'll be telling. I'll be telling my grandchildren about somebody from Turkana and coming to Kenya, because I believe that will be addressed. Will it be able to address the issue of marginalization?
Oh, thank you, Miriam and Chavan and Douglas. I think for me, Miriam, first of all, let me make a statement regarding project development vis-a-vis what people will benefit from such developments. I usually make a statement whenever I speak. I say that in this life, you do not get what you deserve. You get what you expect. You know, there is a general cry that we also expect this. As much as the president, for example, the port has been built in Lamu. In fact, there is an extent to which the local people will benefit. If they do not expect much, if you expect it, then you prepare for it. So the president has taken to various regions, especially Lamu, a key project like the port. So it requires an entrepreneurial acumen for the people within the region to benefit intensely or immensely from this particular project. If they lack, Miriam, that aspect, they have intentionally or unconsciously marginalized themselves. You know, marginalization comes in two fronts. One, an external party can marginalize you, or you can marginalize yourself. How do you marginalize yourself? One, if you don't have entrepreneurial skill or acumen. Number two, if you continue to believe on a wrong philosophy that in this life you get what you deserve. No, you get what you expect. So, for me, the president has created an infrastructure, especially for those regions which are perceived to be marginalized. It is up to them to look at what are the inherent opportunities in those projects and take them up. Meaning, there is one great speaker called Zig Ziglar. He says, there is no one who can do press up for you in a gym. It doesn't matter how bright or talented you are. If you want to reduce weight, you must do it personally, whether you are the president. What do I mean, Miriam, this context? The president, his key objective is to develop infrastructure so those who have the capability to see the opportunity will move in and they develop themselves out of that. That is why he is opening up the country in various regions. These days I've seen he has a strategy, even going to open projects at night, meaning that he's sending signal that soon we are going to work 24 hours. For me, Miriam, to answer your question, it is up to the people to use the heart to see the opportunity. In fact, Miriam, looking is the function of the eyes, seeing is the function of the heart. So it is up to the people where the projects are to use the heart to see the opportunities available brought by their president and take advantage and stop crying that they are marginalized. For me, Miriam, I submit.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll just go back to this story on the Star and the title of it, and that will end our show for right now. Inside Uhuru's strategy to leave a mark in every region. So that is the intention of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Looking at the time frame that is still remaining, just a year thereabout for President Uhuru Kenyatta's second and the last time to come to an end. Will he be able to do that? That is his intention, to leave a mark of development in every region in this country. Douglas Kirimi, will he be able to achieve that? Okay, Jevan.
Thank you, Miriam. And I will not say it conclusively that President Uhuru Kenyatta might complete all the projects that he has started. But what I hope, I wish as a Kenyan, is that he will maybe, as he leaves office, he will have set an agenda, and this is very important, that he have set the pace, he has set the bar up there, that the next president who will come in power, he has set the manual. They have something to learn from on how things are done. Because Miriam, you know, in the first term, and President Uhuru Kenyatta have complained about this, that in his first term, it was mapped with a lot of corruption, with a lot of sabotage and so on. And the people he trusted to deliver services, to deliver this developmental agenda that he's doing now, they failed him. They went around to campaign for themselves, to better their personal and political upward mobility, using the legacy, using the resources that were supposed to better the livelihoods of Kenya in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of the industries and manufacturing sector. Therefore, Miriam, to some extent, he might not be able to complete all these projects, but what he can do now, Miriam, let him ensure that all the ongoing projects are completed in time. And because we have time frames, because when you look at some of the projects, they are long term. They cannot be completed by 2022. Others will go up to 2024 and 2023. Therefore, it's upon, because the government works in policies and frameworks. And Miriam, I understand that President Uhuru Kenyatta is still working on the Vision 2030, but with his Big Four agenda. Therefore, it is upon the next president who will come in power to ensure that the ongoing project, and I think this should be made a law, that any leader who comes in power, they should ensure that they complete the project that was started by the previous regimes, so that we can have a continuous growth, rather than having leaders who come and they start their own projects, leaving others have done because they were started by a regime maybe they didn't support, or a regime that to some extent they were not in good terms with. Therefore, I hope and I wish, and because President Uhuru Kenyatta has proved beyond any doubt that some of these projects will be done, I know 90% or 99% will be done before he leaves office. Therefore, it's upon us as Kenyans to ensure that when we go to vote, let's have a person who is futuristic, who is legendary, and a person who cares to better the livelihoods of Kenyans. To me, that is what I wish, because for now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is almost hanging his boots and saying it is over and he goes for retirement. Therefore, it is us Kenyans who can do better by ensuring that we have leaders who can continue working on what President Uhuru Kenyatta has already established. But I'm optimistic that a lot will be done before he leaves office. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jevan Karanja. Doctor, will time favor President Uhuru Kenyatta's ambition?
Thank you, Miriam. Firstly, let me bring the perspective of what my people believe, that the man who marries, so long as the child has been conceived, even if he leaves stage before the child is born, the only woman in the village will identify the semblance of several parts of his body to the father. They will look at the ears and they say, oh, it resembles the father. Looks at the eyes, resembles the father. What do I mean, Miriam? He needs not necessarily physically to finish. So long as the soft vision which he has started and inculcated in this project, it will live on and it will manifest physically, notwithstanding who will be in leadership at the time the project will be completed. That is why history is very critical. You know, they will say during the president's time, it is when this project was mooted. The key issue is not whether it will be finished before he leaves office. The key issue is whether implementers understand the goals of such a project. And I think that is what the president is focusing. And he needs not to worry whether it will be finished before he leaves office. He needs to set the agenda and get the people to understand this strategy and vision for the benefit of the future generation. William, finishing is not the key thing. The key is to study, to start, and those who implement understand his vision. I submit.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joseph Nyanchama, for your time this morning. Thank you, Jevan Karanja, and of course, Douglas Kirimi, who was with us, but due to some technical hitches he is experiencing today, he was not able to conclude his thoughts there, but thank you so much nevertheless. So I'll remind us quickly what the Star newspaper has captured here, and then we'll just be done for today. On page 5 of the Star newspaper, Uhuru's key projects per region, and reading through just a few of what President Uhuru Kenyatta has been able to accomplish, because we do have a whole list of them, even what he went to do over the weekend, the projects he went to launch and all that in northeast, in eastern part of the country, about 20 or so, more than that. But they've captured us just a few of them here, and so I'll just go through them. So in Nairobi, we do have the expressway, James Gishuru Junction, Rironi, which right now is really gearing up to completion, and then Nairobi Western Bypass and Bus Rapid Transit. And in Eastern, we do have the Thwake Dam, Kibwezi Mutuma Road, Konza Technopolis, Moyale One-Stop Border Station. And in Mount Kenya, we do have the Kenol, Makutano, Karatina, Marwa Highway, and also Mau Mau Cluster Network connecting Nyeri, Murang'a, Nyandarua, and Kiambu County. And also we do have the rehabilitation of the Nairobi-Nanyuki meter gauge railway, and then Northern Water Collector Tunnel. And then we do have the potato processing plant in Olkalau. In Western Kenya, we do have the Kisumu Port, the Kenya Shipyard Limited, Siaya Bondo Water Project, and then Akala Wagai Road. We also do have Kisumu Kakamega Webuye Road, Webuye Malaba Road, Eldoret Webuye Road. And in Coast, we have the Lamu Port, we have the Dongo Kondo Bypass, which was completed, and it's really lovely. We used it the other day, by the way. It's really good. And Liwatoni Bridge in Mombasa, the floating bridge. And in northeastern part of the country, we do have the Isiolo Mandera Road, Marile Marsabit Road, and in Rift Valley, construction of Eldoret Town Bypass, Rironi Nakuru Mau Summit Dual Carriageway, Kapchorwa Swam Kitale Road, Naivasha Jambini Road, and upgrading of Lodwa Loi Changamatak Road. Such a long name there. All right, thank you so much. So we've been looking at President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy, and of course that is what the latest that President Uhuru Kenyatta has been involved in. We shall keep you up to date because it's for the benefit of all of us. Okay, so it's good to know what the president is up to. My name is Miriam Ogutu. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye for now.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.